Hello everyone, my name is Raylazor and welcome back to Wuppo. Today, we move to the ruins, where Blions continue to throw fruit at it, and I continue to steal the fruit and eat it. How delicious. I don't know why my heart's so like skimpy as well, by the way, that's weird. I have 2 happiness, okay, well. Maybe I don't have enough happiness in my life, which is why my heart's so sad looking. Anyways, if we switch over to Prevo Snavel, his wings will rise up so we can talk to him.
These pillars are supposed to carry items. Do you have any idea what kind of items you should place on them?
Definitely not fruit. I have no idea.
Have you looked at the bridge we're on yet, Scallywag? Looks like it's displayed 4 old races. Maybe some items in those places resemble those races? Get to work, Scallywag! Whack!
Alright, so, and that a terribly phrased sentence. Needless to say, each item we've collected corresponds with each race, the ones being us. Look at how blue it is. So with that being in mind, we can give the pot helmet to the Fnackers. We can give the piece of splink to the Splenkhackers. We could give the bucket to the Blussers, and we'll hop on our own, which will activate the statue, which is worshipped as a god. The statue apparently becoming a evil demon box here to scare the shit out of the Blinds, which are praying right now, by the way. This is post-apocalyptic stuff going on right here. Spooky. Alright, well, we got a box fight. Literally, ow. Literally. There it is. Terrible idea to stand underneath it, by the way, because when this thing falls over, it will instantly kill you. So yeah, don't do that. It's a terrible idea. Generally though, we should be fine. I like sticking to the corners when it's doing the hops, so it won't actually hit me. Generally, I'm avoiding I'm trying to avoid getting hit, which I'm doing a terrible job of, by the way, considering I just got smashed down twice by this stupid face rock thing. Well, either or, let's just... Oh, well, I just got crushed by it. There's the insta-kill. There you go, folks. We did get an autosave earlier, which you can tell by that little icon in the bottom left. So, there you go. Let's try this again, and let's try to fight this boss a little bit on the safer side this time. Generally, it'll cover up half the screen, or like half of the battlefield whenever it falls over, so be careful. You don't want to touch its electrical pulses either, considering it's electrical, and it'll generally hurt you very much. Otherwise, I'm sure this thing has a bunch of other attacks as well, which it's just not queuing up because I haven't done enough damage to it yet. But I am working on it, so nearly there. There we go. Ow. Are you going to switch to a different attack now? You are not. I am okay with this. Just make it easy on me then. And back up. There we go. Got a good few shots in there. Going to split into 9s, which reminds me of like crackers or like blocks of fudge or something. Kind of weird. They sort of just chase you around and try to slam down on you. Oh, that's one as well. There we go. Oh yeah, that's what they do. Oh, uh-oh. Alright, that almost hit me. That got a little close there. Alright. Ow, come on. That one actually hit me though. Darn. Yeah, it's one or the other side. Sometimes you just have bad luck. This guy's waiting to slam on me, I think. There we go. And that air wind pocket is also a shockwave, so you gotta make sure you don't get hit by that, considering getting slammed by the shockwave of a giant rock is a terrible idea. Don't know what the goal of this thing is though, considering it's sort of a rock. And now it's kind of really mad, so gotta be careful. There we go. Broke it nice and easy. Turn it into little bits. Money absolutely everywhere. Fantastic day.
Wow! That sure was a magical experience.
Yes, I agree. Here we have the 3 items again. Step on the pedestal, of course. There's shiny eyes activate, and we have a hole into the underground, so I guess we're just one step closer to home now. Albeit we're not actually going to visit the cave today, unfortunately. You'll notice we can't actually get on the right side yet. Leave and come back, and this platform will suddenly appear, so we're good to go for going that way. I don't actually want to go that way though, because we do have a shortcut now, so I think I will just use that. Give it a save real quick. There we go. Move on to the left, and there we go. Yeah, it's finally talking about it.
Ah! Looks like the 𝐼𝐿 might have cooked something while we were gone. I would suggest eating it, but it looks like you used way too much bubble gum. Oh well. Wah!
And yeah. Generally, I assumed you would get this message a little bit earlier, but whatever. Game's weird with its dialogue because a lot of it seems random, which I think might just encourage new playthroughs of it. Didn't want to pop that early, actually. Let's hop back down. There we go. I don't know, I really appreciate how much effort is put into the dialogue in this game. It really helps bring the world alive with having, like, I guess, like, the WUMs and, like, everything interacting with you differently each time. What do you say? Friend, I found many coin. You want have? I sure do want have. This is a good way to get money. Generally, you don't want to try to farm it, though, considering many coin means 2. Yeah, they do give you a few more than normal sometimes, but whatever. Save again. That was not the rock that they wanted us to kill, by the way, because the chief hasn't shown up yet, and we've grabbed our final film strip. So as you can tell, my plan for this is not to actually go into the hole that was just created, but rather to read up on all of the film strips, and you'll see why in a second. With that, let's go back to the 𝐼𝐿 reader and get on those film strips. Oh, and one more thing that we can do. Bring the bird out.
Wah!
No! Shit, I forgot the voice. 1, 2, 3. No! What have you done?
Wah!
Please, take that bird away from me. So, yeah, that's the thing. Anyways, let's talk to him. Why, hello again. Do you have a question about something? I sure don't. I just wanted to bring a bird to torture you. Okay, see you. Alright, well, let's get to those film strips, shall we? We have the 𝐼𝐿 Wars. Let's do that. Ah, a classic film strip about the 𝐼𝐿 Wars. The moment the 4 races set foot on the world, the 𝐼𝐿s decided they wanted to rule it. Immediately, a war started. Tough times arrived, especially for the WUMs. They had no way to defend themselves from the 𝐼𝐿 attacks, whereas Blushers could split the 𝐼𝐿s away and the Splenkhackers could split Splenk rocks. The WUMs were forced to use their intelligence if they wanted to survive. After a while, the WUMs figured out a special technique that would lead them to victory against the 𝐼𝐿s. A WUM called Bert Schmoder discovered the brute force behind the combination of Splenk and Blushwater. When Splenk gets in contact with Blushwater, the Splenk will absorb the Blushwater and increase in size tremendously. The Splenkhackers would Splenk rocks, while the Blushers would spray Blushwater on them. With the power of the combination and the strategy of the WUMs, the 3 races bundled their powers and pushed the 𝐼𝐿s down the sinkhole. And so the war ended. The WUMs celebrated their victory by building the WUM house. The Blushers went to live right next to them in the garden. The Splenkhackers went their own way, feeling destined to build a theme park. And my, what a theme park that is. I wish I could live in Wondersplenk. This film strip is always a good time. Thank you for bringing it to me. I lost mine ages ago. I'll give you something in return. And that reward is wisdom. You got wisdom. You're much wiser now that you've seen this film strip. Feels great, doesn't it? And we get a little bit more happiness because of it, and that's due in part why I want to read the film strips. Of course, being we have content lined up right here at the seams, should we not read them? I'll save the Blushers one for now. Let's do the great numbers. A film strip about us? I think I might have made this one. Let's watch it. I wonder how many WUMs are conscious about the fact that we outnumber all the other creatures in this world. And by quite a large number as well, I might add. In fact, there are so many of us that we live across multiple locations. There's the WUM house, of course, a place where I've lived for quite some time. These days, the majority of us live in Popocity, though. Quite a busy place. I do wonder how the Blushers and Splenkhackers feel about this, though. It seems most places were either built by us or catered towards us in the case of Wondersplenk. Fine by me though. I feel like after our major contribution towards the Finacker Wars, we deserve it. I'm not quite sure what I was thinking while making this. We might be the majority, but we shouldn't forget about the others. Thanks for finding this film strip. It sure feels good to be a WUM. Got another little happiness point there. What else do we have here? Oh, we have snail, question mark. Yes, please. Looks like there's no texture, only a drawing. Or whatever this is. Some kind of trail. Okay, I guess these kinds of film strips exist too. That was fun, I guess. It was something different. Let's go ahead and do the blind one. Oh, that looks a special drawing. Looks like some blinds attempted to create a film strip. Here's a drawing of them worshipping a statue and messing around. It almost looks like two blinds were fighting over who's drawing the film strip. Here's a drawing of a rock. Looks like they aren't happy with this particular rock. Ah, that's because the rock is actually... I'm sorry, this is too much for me. I feel my wisdom cringing away. Sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but you understand, right? A fun little detail is that the blind film strip never actually gets read because he didn't finish it. With that, let's do the two blusher ones and then we'll call it a day for this episode. So let's go ahead with Blushers Leave the WUM Garden Part 1. A film strip about blushers. Let's go. We haven't spoken to many people after it happened. We just knew that we wanted to get out of here. So this is for anyone who came looking for us blushers in the garden. As many know, the blushers are a spiritual people. We like to meditate in silence and think about fresh ways to see the world. Sadly, the garden is no longer a place where we are free to do so. We spent years in the garden. We grew the highest trees and the biggest plants. But then it happened. On a regular day, just like any other day, a gigantic temple fell from the sky. Many blushers started sensing a strange presence while meditating. Something straight above us, high in the sky. And now it started collapsing and falling into the garden. Most of the blushers packed their stuff and left immediately. They could not cross the sinkhole, so they ventured out to the other side of the WUM house. But a couple of blushers stayed around in the garden. For a while, at least. So that's why the blushers left. I wonder what happened to the rest of them. Very interesting. Here's a reward. And the other being that you actually get a little bit of pocket change for it. So, it's pretty sweet. Let's get part 2 in the ways. Ah, this seems to be the second part of the film strip. Along with the gigantic asteroid temple, the Bryans came. An unexplainable folk that looks completely out of this world. They have arms like Finackers, but even bigger. And they only have 2 strong legs to walk on. They are very capable of climbing and collecting things, but somehow their minds seem to be extremely primitive. The worst thing about the Bryans is that they have a strange instinct to defeat rocks. As you might know, blushers are very fond of carving figures in rocks. It wasn't long before they had destroyed all of our best works. As an attempt to calm them down, we tried to show them the fun part of creating statues by creating one for them. A statue of the figure they seem to like so much. We call it the Sleeping Vertical Rock. Instead of destroying the statue, the blind started worshipping it, hoping that it would lead them to something. Even though we calmed down the blinds, the last few blushers left within a couple of days. Even without the blinds destroying our statues, they still took all the food they could find. They destroyed spectacular flowers and trees we once created. We accepted the fate of the garden and left. That's sad. They grew such nice gardens. If they were still here, I bet they would visit me every day. Very interesting. Here's the reward. And with that, we've completed all of the film strips in the Wum Garden, and we're basically up on time too. So thank you for watching this episode of Wuppo. If you enjoyed, consider playing the demo, which is available on Steam and Green Man Gaming, I believe. And in the next one, we'll hop into the underground tunnel and try to get back to the Wum house. See you then.